Hello and welcome back to the Dick Night Milkshake podcast. I'm Dick Night.
And I'm Fuckshake.
Yeah, you are. Anyway, no, this is the Midnight Milkshake podcast.
No, but to be serious.
To be so serious, this is the Midnight Milkshake podcast.
Don't even, if you guys call us the Dick Night Fuckshake podcast, we're going to be really mad.
We're going to be freaking pissed.
Midnight Milkshake.
I was thinking about the idea of like being brand friendly and like brand safe and stuff like that. And I'm like, do you think our podcast is brand safe?
I think it's safe for brands. I don't think brands would like to hang out with us, but I don't think they'd be in danger.
What do you mean by that?
I mean, it's like, are we brand safe? It's like, I don't think brands think, oh my God, they'll destroy our brand. I do think a lot of like brand executives probably look at us and go like, what's going on here?
Yeah. But don't you think like that's what brand executives think about everyone they have to work with now, like with social media influencers?
Yeah.
Like what is, because I'm just like, okay, here's the thing. Like things that are actually brand safe, I'm like, they're just by the brand now. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, how do I say this? I don't know what I'm going with this.
You mean like now Cheetos has Chester Cheetah? They make their own?
Cheetos has always had Chester. Chester says slurs. Just kidding.
Yeah, it's really slurs, upsetting because like Cheetos says we're not brand safe, and it's like you have Chester Cheetah. Yeah. Chester Cheetah is in a lot of Reddit subthreads saying outlandish stuff.
Dude.
Chester Cheetah is a neo-Nazi.
Yeah. Chester Cheetah beyond 4chan.
Chester Cheetah is a racist, allegedly, but I'm the one allegedly. It.
Wait,
I allege.
Have you seen the TikTok account that's like all fake blind items, but I don't think anyone gets that they're completely made up?
There's a TikTok account where literally every blind item, it's someone sharing gossip that they're clearly inventing. They'll be like, this actor fucked this director to get a part in this, and everyone knows it. And then at the end of the TikToks, they go, and these are all allegations. It's just alleged. And I'm like, but there has to be an allegation.
Right. Like, you can't just allege them. But yeah, this one girl, I swear, she's like making up the most insane shit. I'm trying to remember. There was one that I saw that I was like, are you freaking joking? I don't remember. She stays making shit up.
Yeah.
Anyway,
it is interesting when like gossip is made up and you feel like you don't believe it, but then it's like, then you almost don't want to voice that because it seems like you're defending the person the gossip's about. Do you know what I mean?
Right. When you go like, that's not true. It's like, whoa, like, why do you like love Armie Hammer so bad? Yeah. It's like, I don't love Armie Hammer. I just like don't think that he has like a secret twin that's like buried in a basement or whatever.
And like, look, and it's like, no, I believe other things.
Yes.
I just don't believe about the secret twin that's buried in a basement.
Right. But she'll say things like that. Wait, I almost want to like look at one of the ones. Yeah, it's not worth it.
I don't think anyway, as soon as we find ourselves on the podcast trying to pull up a TikTok to somehow show the podcast audience so that we can then comment on it.
Well, that's just not the kind of podcast this is.
No, we're not about that because we're brand safe.
Because we're brand safe. And Chester Cheetah, you're not welcome here.
Because Chester Cheetah, you have a secret twin that's buried in the basement.
Yeah. Allegedly
I'm
Jinx.
the one alleging it. Okay, I have something.
Yes.
What is with every celebrity achieving like a tiny modicum of success and then immediately contracting a case of Mogulitis? Literally, it's like every single time they like get one little bit of success and then they suddenly have to be like a mogul all of a sudden. Like, you know what I mean? It's like Logan Paul becomes a successful YouTuber and podcaster and he's like, I must dominate the beverage space.
Yeah.
Like Mr. Beast is like, he's the most successful YouTuber in the world. He's like, I will now have to become a CPG mogul. And it's like, why not just like doing what you were doing?
Yeah, I'm confused. I don't understand why. Yeah, like why does it always have to be bigger? I guess it's just growth mindset. And the only way to grow at a certain point is to subjugate people beneath you.
Yeah,
I just mean like I guess okay. I always thought this where I'm like if in order to scale your business you need to like hire a bunch of employees. I don't really know where I'm going with this actually.
Well, yeah, because to scale your business, you would need to hire employees.
Right, you're allowed, okay, how do I say this? You're allowed to scale your business. But I do think there are a lot of people, like you said, who become successful and then they get into products and industries that they have no business being in.
You're allowed to scale your business,
yes.
But then like you should keep doing your business.
Right. Like
you know what I mean? It's like
stay in your lane, for lack of a better word.
Stay in your lane. Well, you know, it's like Alex Cooper is a very successful podcaster. And then she's like, I must create a network of other podcasts.
Yes.
And then I must create the beverages and dominate beverages. And I'm like,
right.
Again, like I like your, it's like, hey, Alex Cooper, we all like your podcast.
Yeah.
And she's like, so you would like to drink my water? I'm like, well, I didn't say that.
Exactly.
Obviously, the patient zero for Mogulitis is Ryan Reynolds.
Right. Who has a liquor and a phone line, a phone company. He has a phone company.
Yeah, he has a phone company.
He has a mobile network.
Which again,
Mint Mobile. We don't need that from you, Ryan Reynolds. We just want you in more rom-coms. Like The Proposal with Sandra Bullock. That was the last time I liked you.
Every single time I see that ad where it's Ryan Reynolds trying to get me to sign up for Mint Mobile, I'm just like, damn, you became a movie star so that you could become an executive at a cell phone company. It's like, Ryan, it's cooler to be a movie star than it is to be an executive at a cell phone company.
But it is like almost like he was a little boy who dreamed of becoming an executive at a cell phone company, and the only way he could get there was to become a world famous actor first.
Yeah.
It's like so funny.
Someone
like
ran
an actor was just merely a stepping stone on his path.
He was approached at the mall and they're like, young man, you've got a great look. And I really think there's a certain something about you. And in his head, he's like, he's about to pick me for a management program at T-Mobile. And then instead he just goes, we'd like to put you in the pictures. And he's like, oh, well, I guess
I'll have to wait.
My cell phone dream will have to wait.
Maybe this will be helpful on my road to becoming a cell phone executive.
They're like, hey, Ryan Reynolds, great news. The last Deadpool movie made $5 billion. And he's just like, one step closer to getting to sell some data lines.
He just wants to sell some data lines.
He just wants me to have unlimited data.
He just wants to have unlimited data. And he wants to...
I don't know what he wants to do. I think this is the problem. We don't even know what you want me to do anymore.
Yeah.
Like, it used to be like, oh, you're a movie star. You want me to see your movies. And now it's like, oh, you're a movie star. You want me to buy your cereal? Your protein cereal?
He has a protein cereal?
I don't know. Someone does.
Lots of people have protein cereals.
Oh,
also, again, keep your protein out of my cereal.
And by the way, guess what? When we get successful and we develop a case of mogulitis, I don't want to hear shit about it.
Well, we're not getting vaxxed against it.
Yeah, we want to contract
When the Midnight Milkshake podcast blows up, we will have a line of toe rings. That actually is something I'm interested in.
When the Midnight Milkshake podcast has a protein cereal and we are selling it in partnership with our data line of cell phones that we're also, how about this? Just gobble it up, okay?
Yeah. Zip it and subscribe.
Zip it and then also unzip it so you can gobble up the slop.
Exactly.
Is that crazy to say?
I don't think so. But it's so interesting, Mint Mobile, because it's always on sale. Like, I'll hear Ryan Reynolds doing an ad for Mint Mobile and he'll be like, hey, you little dummies, because that's how he likes to talk to us.
Hey, little dummies.
Hey, little dummies. I bet you love to talk on the phone. Why don't you talk on the phone on my phone line? It's Mint Mobile. Now for only $10 a month, but actually we'll pay you $15. Like, it's like one of those.
Sorry,
you know?
I close my eyes and it literally feels like I'm sitting next to Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, I do a great Ryan.
Ryan's here.
Anyway, mogulitis, it's severe. Check up on your friends who are successful in their business and make sure they're not getting mogulitis. Make sure they're not trying to venture into industries and product spaces where they simply don't belong.
Yeah.
You don't belong there.
You don't belong there.
Well, Kim Kardashian being a lawyer, I actually think is a really great, like, why do you have to be a lawyer?
Yeah.
You have a lawyer.
You have a lawyer.
You don't need to be a lawyer.
You have everything.
But I was thinking about this. Okay, this kind of goes back to what I was saying with brand safe, where I do think, like, if I'm Jake Paul or I'm Logan Paul and certain brands have deemed me not brand safe, I do start to go, oh, well, if I can't get a soda deal with Coke or Pepsi, I may as well invent my own beverage because I know I can sell beverage.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I think that's kind of like the new influencer plight, is like, in order to be interesting and engaging to an audience, you sometimes have to say and do things that traditional legacy brands wouldn't necessarily like or want to align themselves with. And then that makes you go, well, then why don't I just start making legacy mainstream products?
Yeah.
Because I know that I could, like, if I'm Logan Paul, I go, well, I know if I had a brand deal with Pepsi, I could sell the fuck out of some Pepsi. But Pepsi is going, well, we don't know. Like, Logan Paul might be controversial. He might say something on impulsive that we don't like. So we're not going to work with him. And he's here going, I can sell Bev. I have to make Bev. I'll make Bev, you know?
Yeah, and then he makes.
So I see where we get how.
And then he makes his own Bev, and now Prime is 5 times bigger than Pepsi ever was. Don't look that up.
Don't
you dare look that up.
That being said, people don't like Pepsi.
Well,
and Pepsi did famously have to buy Taco Bell to sell Pepsi.
Pepsi literally bought Taco Bell because it was the only way they could get a fast food chain to carry Pepsi. And I'm like, dude, even people, but no one orders Pepsi at Taco Bell.
No,
anyway.
they order Baja Blast.
They get a Baja Blast.
They get Baja Blast. Also, Taco Bell had to invent a new drink that's not a soda to make sure that people were buying a drink at Taco Bell.
Because if all Taco Bell sold was Pepsi, people would be parched.
They'd be so thirsty. They'd be eating their cheesy gordita crunch like, I can't drink Pepsi.
And then the cashier is like, hey, would you like a Pepsi? And they're like, oh, get that shit away from me.
So that's why they invented the Baja Blast.
Well, it is like going back to Mogulitis. It just is so interesting because like whenever I have like a viral YouTube short, I'm not just like, now I must find a way to conquer other industries. How can I make this viral YouTube short translate to a very successful line of footwear? You know what's funny? You think about like that. I know.
Oh, I do. Well, I thought I could have a bikini line. This was a whole Valentina Swim. That was a whole
say that
other
like we all know what Valentina Swim is.
Valentina Swim was a manic episode that I had. Where I thought that I was going to have a line of children's gymnastics inspired bikinis, velvet and holographic combination material. The waistband would be velvet. The like body would be holographic.
And at least early on, who are you going to have producing all of this?
I was going to have my mom make the samples, and it just seemed like she was not enthusiastic about it.
Your mom was not enthusiastic about working in a sweatshop for her daughter?
Which again, I do understand because like I always say, my mom did move to the US from the Philippines, and it's like you don't really want to leave a third world country to then do the labor that you would have been doing in your third world country.
Yeah, for your daughter raised in
America. So I understand.
But you know what?
And I will be getting children to produce them in the future.
You were like, hey, I'm so sorry, Mom. I've learned my lesson.
Yeah.
Don't worry. Next time I'll get child slaves.
Well,
don't even worry about it.
I realized that elder abuse is worse than... I'm going to stop.
Yeah. Why?
Anyway.
Did you feel yourself becoming less brand safe?
Yeah, I felt myself becoming less brand safe. I felt myself needing to develop a beverage to sell because Pepsi won't work with me anymore.
What is interesting though is you say like, oh wow, you always have these manic episodes where you want to start all these like companies and products that you're not actually interested in. I bet that's how all of these celebrity businesses did start.
Yeah.
But because they're successful, people listen to them now. Like Mr. Beast probably had a manic episode where he's like, I should just like make my own Lunchable.
Yeah.
And then he went to sleep, didn't think about it, and then he woke up and his 12 assistants were like, we got to work on the Lunchly program, sir. And he's like, fuck.
I mean, but that's also when you get powerful, you have people around you who are like actualizing your every like word, thought, and dream, basically. And so, I mean, like that's kind of I guess that's the danger is the more successful you get, the more like yes men you have around you. Also, the more people you have on your payroll who are constantly trying to prove their worth to you. As you know, you've worked for people. Sometimes when you're like a freelancer or you're an employee, you constantly want to be proving to your boss, like, look what I'm doing. I'm taking initiative. And that is really dangerous if you're the boss and you are kind of a manic, how do you call it, pontificator. You know, you love to stand on a stool sometimes and go, what if I had a line of belly button rings? What if I did my own headband? And then
I scurry back to my hole and I'm like, I must make the belly button rings.
Or I will not be valuable to her. I must help her launch her belly button ring company. And luckily for me, I don't have any of those minions around me yet.
You say that to me, you go, make me belly buttons, and I say simply no.
Well, my problem was that the people who are around me didn't want to help me actualize. Haters.
They didn't want to, no one wanted to forge belly button rings.
No one wanted to steelwork. What's steelworking called?
Forge. The thing that I said when you were ignoring me and tuning me out because you had your own thought.
It's because, well, why? Of course I'm tuning you out. You're never helping me actualize.
You're like, maybe I would listen to you.
Maybe I would listen.
You're like, maybe.
Although when Robert does want my attention, he pitches material on ideas I have for movies starring me, and that always gets me.
Well, that's always how I get it whenever she tunes me out. It's interesting because just now you're like, you didn't want to hear me say forge. You wanted to hear me literally forge. Yeah. You wanted to hear me working in a forge to make belly button rings.
Less talk, more action.
More action.
As they say.
They do say that.
They do say that. So I was rolling TikTok the other day, and I see a girl talking about how she noticed that, you know, as a woman, she as a kid had been taught to dumb herself down because she was like, you know, you realize early on, no one likes a know-it-all. Like nobody wants a little girl who like is smart and knows things. And immediately I was like, oh God, I missed that memo. And I realized, you guys, that I was a know-it-all who knew everything except for the fact that I wasn't supposed to know it all. And I was always looking around going, why is everyone so dumb? And now I realize they were just pretending because the smartest thing you can do is pretend to be dumb. Yeah. To get people to like you. And I had no idea. I was like, why don't people like me? Because I wasn't pretending to be dumb. that was the dumbest thing I could have been doing.
Yes. The smartest thing you can do is be dumb.
Yes, the smartest thing you can do is be dumb. And I had no idea. And again, I'm like, when she said, well, obviously everyone knows, no one likes to know it all, I literally was like, oh my God, that's the thing I didn't know.
That's the one thing. Knew everything else.
Yeah, I knew everything, but I didn't know that.
Yeah. And your know-it-all phase, what age range was your know-it-all phase?
6 to 15.
6 to 15. So you thought at 12 you did know everything.
Oh, well, yeah. At 12, I thought I knew everything.
You had it all figured out.
At 12, I thought I knew everything when I was 8. Like at 12, I was like, I've known everything since I was 8.
At 12, you were like, man, I've had 4 years of just being on top of everything.
Yeah.
I get it all.
Yeah.
You've seen The Matrix since you were 8 years old.
Right.
Dude, I thought I was like a really smart kid up until 7th grade when things started to get kind of hard for me, which is another way of saying like I actually wasn't a smart kid.
Well, that's exactly me as well. So I realized like I too wasn't a smart kid. I think I have a booger.
Can we get a zoom in? She's got a booger. Don't. You're going to leave it in. You have to show this. This is actually kind of what people want. They want access. They want parasocial access. All right. Don't worry. I'll narrate so you know what's going on. Dana has her booger. She's trying to wipe it on her pants, and then she wiped it too far down the pant leg, and now she's bending over to wipe it. And okay, she just farted while trying to wipe the booger. And actually, there was a little bit of poop.
I'm back.
Okay. So it's like, what were we saying? Oh yeah, you thought you were smart.
Well, yeah, you were saying that when you realize that like, oh, I'm really good at school until I hit 7th grade where it's actually hard, then you realize I was never actually
never good at school.
The school was really easy.
Okay, yeah, that's the way to say it. It's like,
yeah.
No. Like I thought I was smart because I excelled in school up until 7th grade. But then you realize like to excel in school up until around 7th grade, it has nothing to do with being smart. It really is just like, are you willing to guess wrong with the most confidence?
Yes.
That's it.
Confidently wrong. And Robert and I are to this day confidently wrong. That's why we have a podcast.
Because we are so confidently incorrect about everything.
Here's the thing too. In order to have a podcast, you have to be willing to just like say anything that comes to mind. And in order to be able to say anything that comes to mind, you have to be really fact apathetic.
You have to be fact
apathetic. You can't care if something is real or true. You have to just be able to say it with your whole chest and hope for the best. And here's what I realized too, because we have a Beauty and the Beast take going viral right now. What?
Sorry, I was about to be like, yeah, if you have a podcast, you can't even think about if someone right next to you has something to add. You have to just be thinking about what you want to say. If you have a podcast, if you hear someone else talk, the goal then is to immediately dominate them with your own words. That's how you have a good podcast.
I'm sorry, Robert. Would you like to say something?
No, I loved it. I'm going to get to work in your belly button rings.
Good. In my dream world, I have a solo show and everyone I've ever known is hard at work doing product development on my many ideas.
You're describing a brutal dictatorship. You're describing like when the hero in a fantasy series gets a vision of what the world would look like if the villain wins. Yeah. It's that. It's one person smugly sitting on a throne while literally everyone they've ever met is like at work, like trying to like serve their every whim.
Also, it's crazy because my whims would be so useless because it would just be we'd only have bikinis and belly button rings and then some sort of sour candy.
Well, you'd be like the Dark Lord and you'd finally conquer the world and then you just make everyone like sew bikinis and then like they're sewing bikinis like, wait a minute, you killed all our heroes for this? Wait a minute, wait a minute.
You keep stitching.
You unlocked the power of shadow so you could achieve this as they like weld a little belly button ring.
Sounds pretty good to me.
Sounds pretty good to me.
But Beauty and the Beast.
We already talked about Beauty and the Beast.
No, I know, but I wanted to
respond to the haters.
Yes, I wanted to respond to the haters.
Well, you don't need my permission. Respond to the haters.
Okay, so we have a Beauty and the Beast take going viral in which a lot of people in the comments are saying that we missed the point of Beauty and the Beast, to which I say that you're all 10 years old. Beauty and the Beast is our cartoon. No, we didn't.
I'm sure that'll get them on your team. Yeah.
But I was thinking about, I'm like, it's so funny to be someone who makes content for the internet because a lot of your audience is younger than you and they think that you are stupid.
Yeah. In general, what I found is people are more defensive of terrible media they consumed as children than they are literally anything else. Like, people would rather have you insult their religion, call their parents dumb, than they would have you go like, hey, the Goofy movie was kind of mid, right?
Yeah.
Like, me saying the Goofy movie was kind of mid and not that impactful culturally, that would set people off more than I was like, hey, you should go no contact with your parents.
It's interesting because I wonder what that is all about. Like, what is it that people are willing to defend seemingly innocuous pieces of media that they really connected with when they were 6, but they won't actually, stand up for anything else, including themselves.
Well, no, but I think I understand it actually, because I think here's the deal. Life is so hard. You know what I mean? Like, your capitalism's so hard. Family relationships are so strained. Like, money is so tight. Your escape is media. So when we come for the media, it actually is coming for like the one glimmer of hope people have in this grand world.
Wow.
How about that?
But I mean, that's
but I
sad.
I literally also want to go back to go back to the fact that like being good at school because I think that's interesting.
Okay, let's continue.
I literally am just like, it is just so funny because I legitimately was like the equivalent of I was a straight A student up until 7th grade.
So was I. And I was in the top reading group.
And then I'm like,
they had to invent a reading group for me.
That sounds like you were sent out of the class. It sounds like you were banished.
No, I was just such a good reader that I had my own group.
They were like, Dana, you're a great reader, so you're going to read in the woods behind the school where only the good readers go to read.
I do remember sometimes I had to sit with my book outside.
Yeah, you were being punished. They didn't want you around.
I never read it like that.
You read it as I am the queen, and they're acknowledging that I'm a better reader than everyone else. Also, the book you were reading was probably like a Berenstain Bears book.
No, I was reading chapter books in kindergarten.
And I know that's the energy you walked around with. Hey, we're not going to look at a chapter book like, oh, your book has pictures in it. Mine is a chapter book that, yes, has some pictures in it.
Yeah.
What chapter book were you reading in kindergarten?
I think I was reading Chronicles of Narnia.
No.
Yeah, I was.
No, here's what I think. You know that I was put into an advanced reading group where I was reading Chronicles of Narnia.
No?
And I think you have taken my memory.
I have not taken your memory.
I think you've absorbed my anecdote.
I have not absorbed your anecdote. I
think
didn't even know that until right now.
It's been on the podcast before. I've talked about that. I've told a story on a podcast about in an advanced reading group we were reading Chronicles of Narnia. And you've absorbed it.
I have not absorbed it.
And by the way, I didn't want to say anything, but I've always dreamed of having my own line of belly button rings. And you've taken that from me.
Did you really read Chronicles of Narnia?
I thought you were going to be like, did you really forge belly button rings? I did. And there's video footage on the internet. I'm not gonna.
Okay.
But also, you probably read it too. I wasn't the only one.
Well, yeah, you didn't invent the Chronicles of Narnia.
I do remember that when I was in school, this is when the Harry Potter books were still coming out because I'm old. I'm an old ancient man. But when I was in school and the Harry Potter books were coming out, like teachers were like mad at the kids who were reading Harry Potter.
Why?
Literally because they said that like those books like aren't like relevant to their schoolwork. I also think they said, because I remember this being in 2nd grade and they were like, those books are too advanced for you. Put them away. Like they did not let us have Harry Potter books out.
We were allowed to have Harry Potter books.
I
That's
think
weird.
it legitimately is because I think teachers were insecure because kids did want to read. They just wanted to read Harry Potter and not whatever stuff they had.
That's so real. So it really proved that their curriculum was ass garbage crap.
Yeah. They were like, oh, you're reading Chamber of Secrets, so you think that my curriculum is just shit from a butt.
It's shit from a butt.
Yeah. We're actually rewatching the Harry Potter movies right now. And if you don't like the Harry Potter movies, don't worry, we're doing it ironically. And if you do like the Harry Potter movies, oh my God, so do we. We really do. And I really like the movies. They're very well made. Right up until part 1 of the last 2 movies where suddenly it just becomes like sad camping for no reason.
Yeah, there's like a really intense kind of domestic drama lilt.
Well, there's like these grand adventures where it's like Voldemort's after Harry and they have to go to the Ministry of Magic and take Polyjuice Potion and there's the magical locket. And then they're just in the woods and like they're in like a plain tent and they're dirty. And Ron and
they're
Harry
getting water from the stream.
Yeah, they're getting water in a pail and bringing it back to their tent. And I'm like, yeah, I'm actually trying to watch the Wizard movie.
Well, they're having the kind of family vacations we complained about a couple episodes ago.
Yeah, it's like suddenly they're on like a vacation I've been on and didn't like.
Yeah.
I swear to God, it's like Ron, Hermione, and Harry or something. They're like getting yelled at by my dad for not pulling the canoe far enough onto the shore.
Yeah. Also, it's like we get that your mission is serious, but like, why are you guys in such a bad mood? We were also saying it's like, you get that you can communicate to an audience that like this is sad and serious without literally making it sad and serious.
Yeah, I don't need Ron Weasley to yell at Harry Potter that his parents are dead so he doesn't get it. And then I don't need Harry and Hermione to like do a weird dance.
Well, it's like I get that they are serious and solemn, but I was saying this about, I was giving a comp to Robert where I said, when I'm watching Confessions of a Teenage Drama Queen, when Lindsay Lohan's character is sad or upset, it's not like she's suddenly wearing ugly clothes in a gray room.
Yeah.
She's still wearing cool clothes in a brightly colored room. She's just also sad. And so to that end, why couldn't the tent they were in have been a little nicer looking?
Yeah. Why did she have to grab the saddest tent there was?
Right. Well, also, there was this shot of Harry and Hermione and they're both wearing gray clothes. I'm like, no one's making you wear gray.
Yeah, well, you had to pick out the gray clothes.
Yeah, you chose that.
Well, there's also, okay, there is a thing with all franchises go on long enough, they get this urge to epicify themselves where everything has to be made epic and serious, which really just means like suddenly it's all desaturated and all the fun stuff you loved is gone.
And then they take the theme song and they slow it down.
Yeah. Well, because like all the like bad guys in Harry Potter, like in the early movies, they all are wearing like cool robes and crazy hats and they have funny hairdos. And in the later movies, they're just like men in jeans and like a tattered leather jacket. And I'm like, all right. And then they're all using the gun spell on each other.
Well, it just becomes The Sopranos.
It's all the Sopranos.
Yeah.
It is just like there is no conversation two millennials can have that doesn't eventually become about Harry Potter. Then again, like
we are also saying that Hermione invented no contact.
Well, in the Harry Potter movies, they also kind of like the Harry Potter movies kind of like skip right over this, but Hermione like removes herself from her parents' memories. And in the movie, obviously, they're like, it's because of Voldemort. But I like to think like that's just she's having unrelated beef.
Yeah.
Like she got in a big argument with her dad the day before about whether or not she should be allowed to have her cell phone in her room. And she's like, all right, I'm going to take your memory.
Yeah. She's like, all right, I'm wiping myself.
She's just going no contact.
But you know what's funny is that a lot of boomers act like Trump is Voldemort, and a lot of millennials claim that the reason that they go no contact with their parents is because their parents are Trump supporters. So could we draw parallels there?
Well, whether or not we could, I think we will. I think Voldemort is Trump.
Right.
And Hermione is a liberal arts major living in Silver Lake.
Yeah.
And her parents are Trump voters from the Midwest who think that improv isn't a good college major. Are we painting a relevant picture here?
Do you guys get what we're getting at?
Is what we're saying relevant to you at all?
Let us know.
I really think, Dana, you suffer from this. I think that a lot of people assume you're dumber than you are.
Yeah.
And I actually really think I benefit from the fact that you're actually quite wise. And I specifically
Robert utilizes my genius gifts.
Well, I specifically am always like, Dana's very good with technical stuff. Like she's very good with like cameras and lights and like editing programs and stuff like that. So either I'll have her just like do stuff for me or like she'll show me how to do stuff. And it is literally like no one else would ever ask Dana to like edit something for them. But I know that like, oh, you're a great editor. I'll just use it. And I literally think it's because you have like the goofy, cartoonish, Miss Piggy-esque facade.
Yeah, I think so. In the same way you wouldn't ask Miss Piggy to edit anything, you're not asking me to edit anything. And ultimately, I'm like, more for me, I say. More genius for me. No, people have assumed I'm stupid my whole life. Even when I thought that they thought I was smart.
People have assumed you were stupid even from the age of 8 to 12, which is when you were locked in and literally knew everything.
Exactly.
But I'll even see this where people will interact with Dana and they literally act like they're talking to a cartoon. They act like they're talking to like Snoopy.
Well, I always have this when I'm interacting with literally, okay, here's my thing. I used to think it was just with people who are older than me, but then I realized it's also people who are my age who are taller than me.
Which is most people.
So I'm 4'11", but I started to realize like every time I'm having a conversation with someone that I believe is my peer, like we're the same age, we have the same educational background, we're probably from similar socioeconomic backgrounds, we have similar life experience, you know, we've had similar jobs. They literally talk to me like I'm a toddler or like I don't know, like I stepped out of another dimension.
Well, they'll talk to you like you won a radio contest to get to talk to them.
Yes.
Like they're doing you a favor by just like responding to your basic questions.
Yeah. I also am like, no, they talk to me like they think I have a disability. Yeah. Like,
and it's like, no, you're just short wearing pink.
And I always say this to Robert. I'm like, do they not get like I am a grown woman like themselves? Like I'm a grown adult like yourself.
Okay, well, here's the thing. Again, like I said, people thought I was smart up until 7th grade, and then suddenly they just started thinking I was funny, which actually you might think would be a step up. At the time, it did not feel this way.
Okay, do we have the same life experience? Because I had the same exact thing where up until 7th grade I was smart. 8th grade, I won an award for humor, for sense of humor. And my mom said, I didn't know you were funny. But I got an award for humor from my 8th grade history teacher.
Well, I think it's because, okay, being funny, especially at that age, it really is just about like being very opinionated and having a lot of like confidence and not having a lot of inhibition.
Yes.
Which pre 7th grade, that's what makes you smart. Because you just have to like volunteer to answer questions, whether or not you know the answers. You have to like give like speeches in front of your class, you know, you have to memorize.
Well, you have to be full of shit.
You have to be full of shit.
You have to be full of shit.
Up until 7th grade, they go, oh, you're full of shit?
Yeah.
Well, we'll give you an A because you're contributing and you're engaged.
Yes.
But then after 7th grade, they're like, oh, you're full of shit? Wow, that's really funny, man. This is a C-.
Dude, we have the same life experience.
Well,
that's exactly what happened to me.
Yeah, it's like I was getting A's. Wow, always contributing in class. And then suddenly it became like C's, maybe a B-, and like he's always talking in class.
Yeah.
I'm like, you love that about me.
You used to love that.
You used to love that.
You used to give me an A for that.
Yeah, you used to give me good grades for that.
But it is, you're right. Like it becomes that being right becomes important.
Which, look, they should have led with that.
Yeah.
Because then in 3rd grade, they'd be like, hey, when was the United States founded? And I'd raise my hand and I'd be like, trick question, it doesn't exist yet. And the teacher would go, well, that's wrong, Robert. But hey, he raised his, the rest of you should raise your hands like Robert.
Yeah.
And then in 7th grade, they're like, hey, when was the United States founded? And I was like, trick question, it doesn't exist yet. And they're like, oh, good one. Get out of my class.
Yeah.
Go take your book and read behind the school.
Right. They make you move your desk outside the door.
I once got 14 lunch detentions in a row, but from a French teacher.
Yeah.
It's because I was just joking around in class a lot. And I got 14 lunch detentions. And I'm like,
she had a crush on you. She wanted to eat lunch with you.
No. She just made me meet her in the rose garden with my lunch. And we would have apple juice and wine glasses and share cheese and crackers. And she told me that actually her marriage wasn't going well.
You're right. It sounds normal.
No, she just gave me also, but I think it was one of those things where she was mad at me for like making a joke.
Yeah.
And then with like one of my friends, she didn't even hear what I was saying, but like she just was mad at me that we were laughing about it in the class. And I think she just threw out a number that was bigger than she meant. But then you're stuck with it. And then she's stuck having lunch with like a 7th grader for 2 weeks.
Dare I say, it seems like you were often attracting like hyperbolic punishments in reaction to you being kind of like an exaggerated person.
Well, as I always say, it's like I got in so much trouble in middle school all the time. And then I got in like no trouble in high school. And I'm like, well, yeah, and I'm the same person. And it's because like in middle school, they're like, you're breaking the rules. And then in high school, they're just like, oh, you know, that's Robert. You know what I mean? It's like you're just being kind of funny.
Well, people kind of more accept that you are a person with a personality as opposed to a child who is misbehaving.
That's very true. Here's the thing. A child misbehaving becomes an adult with personality.
That's so real.
If you can stick it out and not get broken.
Oh my God. But most people get broken.
A lot
and
of
that's
people
why
do.
so many adults are walking around here boring as freaking shit. Boring as freaking shit.
They don't even speak in that rhythm.
They don't even speak in that rhythm.
They just say like,
and they look at me like I'm stupid. And I'm like, you're boring.
They just say like, yeah, I'm boring as shit. I'm like, hey, how about try saying, I'm boring as shit.
Say it like that.
And
I
then
dare
see
you.
what happens.
Yeah.
Well, in middle school, they're very much like they're trying to break you down for high school. And in high school, they're trying to act like college is really going to break you. And then in college, like they don't even look at you. Like you can do whatever you like.
Well,
literally, teachers don't even look at. I don't think a single teacher learned my name in college.
Oh, yeah. Most teachers didn't know my name except for the one who I told that I had chronic yeast infections. He learned my name.
I bet he did.
Because he had a really stringent attendance policy, and I almost got dropped from his class because of the attendance policy. And then I went in and was like, I have crazy yeast infections.
And he was like, checkmate.
Yeah.
Well
and he
done.
was like, all right. And then
he was like, either you're telling the truth or this is such a crazy lie that you deserve to miss my class.
Yeah. And I got back in his class.
But you were telling the truth?
Yeah. Why they were psychosomatic.
So you thought you were telling the truth.
I genuinely believed, as George Costanza, Seinfeld, says, it's not a lie if you believe it.
So because
that's been the case in a lot of my life.
Well, it's like you were lying about the yeast infections, but you were lying to yourself and you believed your own lie.
I thought I had the yeast infections.
Yeah.